It's me, Lencac, out here at the range. Things are changing. The weather is getting colder. And so yeah, it's, I don't know, probably high 30s, maybe 40 degrees. But it's getting there. We're going to get a winter this year, I think. But at any rate, you know what we're doing today. And as usual, I would be remiss to not point out the awesomely intimidating, mighty 17-second Crown Vic in all its glory. And I'm shoeing that thing today. It's a pretty sketchy ride, you know. And so this is what we got going on today, guys. This is an ongoing saga of the National Match M1A I built. And from my last adventure to the range, I had a couple of glitches on it, which one was the range test before last. I got well into the range test and I discovered that the fasteners for the rings to the mount were not completely tight, so it was sliding around in the slots on the Picatinny. So I tightened that up. I went to the range of the last range test, shot it a couple times, and then I discovered that the fasteners on the scope mount, these guys, were coming loose, which indicates to me that that mount was not quite seated into the slots on the receiver like it's supposed to be. Like I've mentioned before on my previous videos with that, using that mount, you have to make sure that the vertical and horizontal slots in the receiver and on the mount match up together. So I had to do a little filing work on it to get it to sit in there flush. So we're gonna see if that holds tight today. And of course, with the addition of the Arken Optic scope, it's probably, I'll bet it's almost twice as heavy as the scope I took off, which was that 16 power super sniper scope. And so there's a lot more mass, a lot more inertia there to deal with under recoil. So anyways, we're going to see how that pans out today. So, and of course I got my stuff set up out there at 100 yards again. And I'm going to do a little sight in with using the iron sights to match the scope to it to see how well that all matches up and see if we can't get to see how we can make this thing go today. So let's get to doing some shooting. All right, guys, I'm going to get this ball rolling. As you know, because I'm basically starting from scratch here. I'm going to start with some surplus ammunition. In all reality, when this thing actually, if this ever gets used, the person that's going to be using it probably is not going to be using hand loads. So ultimately, I suppose it's probably best to zero it in with the surplus ammo, but nevertheless, I brought some hand loads today. And so I'm going to pack 3 in the mag here. I recently got one of these 10-round mags, and I like them for working off the bench. You know, I mean, really, I've had times where the longer magazine interferes a little bit, but anyways. All right, let me put my hearing protection on. Let's take my first shot here. Like I say, basically I'm starting from scratch again on this thing. Hopefully the third time is a charm, right? I did sight it in using my iron sights and matching the scope to it. See if we got a hit. All right, looks like we're 1.25 inches left and about 7 inches low. So let's move her up. All right. And let's go right. All right. Let's try that one. All right. That's not too bad. I'm going to give it another click up and 3 clicks to the right. So far, so good. I'm going to have to check my thumb screws there. Make sure they're not coming loose like they did last time. The mount is a good design, but it needs to be fitted to the specific rifle it's going to, because you got to get the horizontal and vertical rail on the receiver to match up to the mount. And they're not built together, so they're close, but in this case I had to do a little filing on it. But I think I got it, so I think now it's completely seated in those rails. Yeah, that one didn't go well. Well, it took. I'm going to try some hand-loaded ammunition. And I've got a couple different varieties here. These are Hornady 168 grain match rounds. IMR 4064, 43.5 grains. And these are loaded 70 thousandths off of the lands. And what I got in here is a couple other ones. All right, so this is what I'm going to start here first. These are Barnes 175 grain match rounds on top of 41 grains of IMR 4064. And these are 25 thousandths off the lands. I show these from before being a 2560 velocity. So we'll see. We will see. The nice thing about shooting the surplus ammunition, I don't have to chase the cases down. Okay. Let's lower left-hand corner target. All right, you saw where that one went. It's a little bit high and to the right. I'm going to take a couple more just to verify the sight. Okay, see that one there? We obviously have a right bias. There we go. All right, that was good. That last shot was right in the bullseye. Take a look. All right, those didn't shoot too bad. So let's All right, I got 4 left. It's the same load, except it's 40 grains of IMR 4064 instead of 41 grains. And the last time I tried these two together, I thought the 40 grains didn't shoot all that well. They were kind of lazy on the velocity too. Let's see if I got a velocity. 2433. And just didn't group well. But that was the same time too. I was with my rings coming loose on the mount. So I don't know how accurate that was. So let's try it again. That one's right there too. A little bit interesting, kind of a little bit of an odd group. It's going to be 168 grain Hornady match on top of 42 grains of IMR 4064. These are all with CCI Magnum primers. These are in Nosler cases. 70 thousandths off the lands, and these show a velocity of 2558. So let's try a few of these guys. Upper right hand corner. I got another load I'm going to try here. And these are the 168 grain Hornady match, 43.5 grains of IMR 4064, Nosler cases. I didn't get a velocity reading on these. Are 70 thousandths off the lands, but these ought to be fairly snappy actually with 43.5 grains powder in them. I think 168 grain bullet coming out of this rifle, out of a 22-inch barrel M1. I think they should be up around 26 to 7, I think. That'd be my guess. I didn't want to go through the hassle of setting my chronograph up today. It is kind of a pain in the ass. Upper left-hand corner. That's what I'm talking about. You know, the rest of them were they're marginal. This is a good load, obviously, for this rifle. You know what? I think I'm going to run down range and take a look real quick. All right, guys, you saw the story. That was my very first shot off of matching the iron sight to the scope. And then this is some surplus ammunition I shot. Kind of got it zeroed there. And this was a hand load, not too bad. So I kind of made an adjustment between here and here. Another load, different load now. Not bad. But now this guy right here, of course, this guy over here, once again, not terrible, but now this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a previous group I shot with that thing after I figured out that my rings were coming loose. And then that one is the last group I just shot with those Hornady 168 grains, 43.5 grains of IMR 4064. All right, guys, that last 3 shots was pretty good. And that's with a powder charge that's a bit on the upper end. So I don't know. Maybe that's what this thing likes, right? All right, let's see if we can bang on that post out there a little bit at 200 yards. This one's still got a top to it. I guess I'll have to chop that thing down too. This isn't the usual line I shoot on. I'm all the way at the end today. Somebody had my normal place. Don't they know that's my spot? Alright. Well, I think that's it, boys. I done run out of ammunition. But a sketchy day of shooting's better than doing a lot of other things, right? Alright, guys. That's my little dog whistle video today. Hope y'all enjoy. This is Lencac, over and out.